Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival, September 6th, 2019. I did remember it. That's amazing. Today we're talking about earthquakes and wildfires. So that we have both happening immediately, currently, like right now. Apparently, I'm not sure exactly when, but it was very recently, 6.3 scaled earthquake off the coast of Oregon. It was 3 miles down. 6.3 on whatever scale they're using to measure it at this point. I don't remember it, whatever they call it nowadays. All right, so 6.3. That's a pretty big earthquake. It's off the coast of Oregon. You could feel the tremors 460 miles away from the center, and that is definitely affecting people on the West Coast. If you're unaware, Oregon is located on the West Coast. So 6.3. This earthquake is near what they call the Cascadia subduction zone. It's a 700-mile fault line that is off the coast of Oregon, 700 miles long. The earthquake was very near there. It's making people worry. Just before the earthquake, we had 64 tremors were reported 24 hours before in California, Northern California. So tremors usually give it away. Earthquakes usually come after tremors. So the earth is shaking, very much so, in the Seattle area. They are getting it. I wrote notes down. I'm reading them. So in July, 4.6 earthquake hit in Seattle area. Off the coast of Oregon, we have a 6.3, and last month, we're in September. 2 months ago, we had a 4.6. So earthquakes are, getting up there in scale off the West Coast. If it continues, then we might see a problem. I mean, you might see it, the big one, as they call it. If anybody knows the big one they say about earthquakes, they usually contribute this to the San Andreas Fault, I believe, in Southern California when they say the big one, because science claims, at least, that they know for a fact that this is going to happen. A major earthquake is going to happen off the West Coast or on the West Coast at some point. Some of these models predict the Southern California fault lines of actually breaking off the state. California just floating away in the ocean. There's a lot of people on the East Coast that would not mind. Anyway, so California floating away. I guess it doesn't really break off and float away. It more like it sinks in the model, so we'll try to keep it in reality. We would like it to float away. Some of us wouldn't mind if it go ahead and float on over to Russia where it belongs. But, communist countries, and I won't go there. All right. So, earthquakes. Yeah, we're back in it. Earthquakes. Scientists are saying the big one. It's possible. People are getting all freaked out about it because we've had, several earthquakes and a bunch of tremors near a fault line. That's pretty much the news of that. Is if the TV is covering it, I wouldn't know. I don't own a TV. I haven't read news in days, so I have no clue. Fires. Wildfires are happening. Wildfires are happening. Wildfires happen every year. Typically, you hear about them in California. Montana is a big one. Places where it's dry. It hasn't been that dry in the United States this year, so we haven't had as big of a threat as wildfires in the lower 48. Alaska, on the other hand, has 2.5 million acres of forest burning unchecked. 2.5 million acres of burning Alaskan forest. People are being told to stay indoors because of poor air quality. A large plume of smoke that can be seen on weather radar is currently tracking across Alaska. So Alaska is burning. Not all of Alaska, because 2.5 million acres is not much on the scale of Alaska, but we're seeing a lot of large wildfires in Alaska. Not enough rain, too much fire. People are canceling their vacations and all that kind of fun thing to Alaska. Right now, it's not threatening any cities, towns, maybe villages, small areas that we don't know about. But currently, my information says it's not threatening people, but it will soon. So if you are in the vicinity, don't be. So Alaska. More wildfires are happening in the Amazon rainforest. This is located in South America. In case you did not know, the Amazon rainforest consists of 1.4 billion acres of forest. That is 20%. It produces 20% of the planet's oxygen. 20%. 20%. of oxygen on the entire planet. You know that stuff you breathe keeps you alive? You need it. And this produces 20%. If you don't have that 20%, you're going to have a hard time breathing. People with asthma probably wouldn't make it, and that would not be cool. So 1.2 million square miles of land is burning. 81,000 fires have been reported this year in the Amazon rainforest. This is twice as much as last year. Rainforest burning. 20% of our oxygen is on fire. What's this mean for you? I don't know. Stockpile oxygen? I mean, you could as a prepper if you were really concerned about it, but, you know, it's not going to last long and you're going to die anyway, so what's really the point in that? I say just suck it up, walk out into the smoke, and roast a marshmallow or something. You gotta go, right? So, is it biblical? I guess it'd be most people's questions. Anyone I talk to is, they like to... Well, I don't really talk to these people anymore, but there's a lot of people I know that are what they call the end times. They think we're there, blah, blah, etc., etc. I don't know. If you've actually read the Bible, you will know that only one knows, and that is not me. So if you're asking me if this is biblical, who knows? Because you don't, and I don't. I guarantee you that. It could be. We could be experiencing... certain things that you read about in the book of Revelation. I mean, it's possible. It is possible. But I will not make that prediction, because people who make that prediction, in my personal opinion, don't quote me, but this is, well, you can quote me, because this is my personal opinion. People who predict the end of the world are preaching false teaching. They're false teachers. It clearly states in the Bible that only one knows. Not even Jesus himself would know when the end times are coming, when he's coming back. He doesn't know. It says it in the Bible. Read the book. So people, I could name a few, but I won't. People who say that are just full of, things that start with S words. They're full of it. One day we will discuss my opinions and the biblical view I have of cursing versus cussing. They're not the same. So, yeah, I'll keep the channel at a PG. But, yeah, I'm a truck driver. Don't think I don't. So, all right, that's pretty much all I had for today. The planet's on fire. Yeah, it's shaking and burning. That's what we got. Shaking and burning for today. It is Friday. I'm not sure if I'm making videos this weekend. I know I said I was going to, but I don't know if I'd be able to, because apparently I'm going to spend about 8 to 10 hours in this truck sometime tomorrow. So if I make it to a video or two, yay. If I don't, oops, sorry. Blame my job, or I don't know, call in a bomb threat or something so I don't have to come to work. My friend told me to say something at the end of one of my videos. I wrote it down. I'm going to say it at the end of this one just because I thought it was funny. He thought it was funny. We might think it's funny together. You may think it's funny. I definitely think it's funny, so I'm going to say it anyway. But yeah, kind of a short video today. Don't really have much to say. Not much going on. It's Friday. I hope everybody gets 2 days off. I know I probably won't. Some of you might. Some of you might work all weekend. I know people who do. Sometimes I do. It's horrible. We should at least have 4 days off a week, in my personal opinion. But, yeah, I don't make the rules. I should, but I don't. Yeah, videos coming this weekend? Maybe. That's all I'm going to give you. So, before you go, if you haven't done so already, I would like to remind you to subscribe. And hurry up and subscribe before you die, because you're going to. Bye.